Hey guys, it's Mary and welcome back to Study Journey. I'm back with another AMC Problem of the Week video, and this problem is going to be about using reasoning and casework to solve the problem. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. This is AMC 12B, problem 16 from fall of 2021. Suppose A, B, C are positive integers such that A plus B plus C equals 23 and the greatest common denominator of A and B plus the greatest common denominator of B and C plus the greatest common denominator of C and A is equal to 9. What is the sum of all possible distinct values of A squared plus B squared plus C squared? And here are your answer choices. So first notice that these two numbers are all odd numbers. So the ways that A plus B plus C, three numbers added up to be odd, there are two possibilities. The first probability that it is an odd number plus two even numbers. And then the second possibility is three odd numbers. For the first one, let's let A be odd and B and C be even. So the greatest common denominator of A and B would have to be odd. And then also the greatest common denominator of A and C are odd. And then the greatest common denominator of B and C, this would be even, since B and C are both even. Since we're adding these three together, you are adding two odds and an even. So the solution would be an even number, and that violates the conditions of this problem. So this one is out. Now looking at the second possibility that the three numbers added together are odd, and A, B, and C are both odd, then that means the greatest common denominators are all of these are all odd. And so this would satisfy the fact that the greatest common denominator of these three added together is also odd. In this case, let's assume that the greatest common denominator of A and B is less than or equal to the greatest common denominator of B and C is less than or equal to the greatest common denominator of A and C. Remember that these three added together has to be 9, and they are all odd. So there are three different possibilities. So A, the greatest common denominator of A and B is equal to 1, and these two added together is 1, and this is 7, because they can be smaller than or equal to. 1 plus 1 plus 7 is equal to 9, and A squared plus B squared plus C squared would equal what? If we find that these are the greatest common denominator and we had to find A squared plus B squared plus C squared, we have to look at what A, B, and C could be. So since the greatest common denominator of A and B is 1, and these two are 1 and these two are 7, then we can see that the only solution will be 7, 9, and 7 for A, B, and C. And then so because of this, A squared plus B squared plus C squared would equal 179. Possibility B would be that the greatest common denominator of A and B is 1, and then it's 3 and 5. Doing the same steps for this, then we can see that the only solution to this would be 5, 3, and 15. So A squared plus B squared plus C squared would equal 259. And possibility C is when these three are all equal to 3. And we can see that there is no solution to this problem because they're not going to fit the standard that A plus B plus C is equal to 23. So there's no solution. And now the problem is asking you what is the sum of all possible distinct values of A squared plus B squared plus C squared. And so we would add 259 plus 179, and that gets us 438. Looking at our answer choices, we can see that the answer will be B, 438.